Oh, a mournful milestone in the coronavirus pandemic. On this day last year, the first case detected here in the United States.
Despite hope surrounding the vaccine, there's still painful reminders that people continue to die from the virus. CBS 2's John Diaz is live from Mount Sinai Hospital on the Upper East Side with more. John?
Yeah, good morning to both of you. And over the past 5 days, the hospital had to cancel all of its COVID-19 vaccine appointments due to, quote, sudden changes in the allocations. But today, though, it will be starting back those appointments while it still can, while many others, though, are slowing down.
Today, an agonizing anniversary. On this day last year, the first COVID case was reported in the U.S. We quickly learned what social distancing meant, and wearing a mask became the norm. Within the year that followed, more than 400,000 Americans would go on to lose their lives to the virus, a quarter of them this past month.
COVID took the strongest man I've ever known within a week's time.
Holding their loved ones in their hand and their heart, family members mourned at the steps of City Hall in Jersey City yesterday.
My father spent the last week of his life in a hospital 3 blocks away from us, and we couldn't be with him.
When Sibylla Khan's father passed away last April, she didn't get to say goodbye. Being with those who understand COVID grief is therapeutic.
Remember the faces behind the numbers, to remember that they had names, they had lives, they loved, they had families that they've now left behind. That's what I want the country to remember.
The event, part of the national moment of unity and remembrance. At the National Cathedral in Washington, funeral bells rang out 400 times. White flags went up outside a museum in Missouri, and there were candlelight moments of silence in Chicago. In New York, the Empire State Building was shining bright, and at the Statue of Liberty, Mayor Bill de Blasio spoke about the tragedy endured by New York City, while warning earlier this city is on track to run out of vaccines this Thursday.
We will have literally nothing left to give as of Friday.
The mayor said more than 220,000 vaccines have been administered. On average, every 3 seconds a New Yorker was getting vaccinated. But due to limited supply, NYU is now only offering a vaccine to patients 75 and older who have had primary care visits in the last 3 months. And like many hospitals, the New York Community Hospital in Midwood has canceled 3 months of appointments since they have a low supply. Many New Yorkers not thinking this is where we would be 1 year later.
And the bottom line is New York is a disaster. They've got to get together and make definite plans.
And the mayor does seem optimistic that President-elect Joe Biden will be sending more doses to New York City in the near future. We are live this morning from the Upper East Side. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
Okay, John, thank you.